Tell me about God of War, man. You wanted to segue into it earlier, and I cut you short. Like you were banging it out. I think you completed the game in like 2 weeks or something, like 10 days or something crazy.
He said something like that. About 10 days, I think. I'm gonna play it through one more time because I think there's a few things I missed. But wow, what an adventure, and what a way to wrap up the story. So spoilers again. Don't come for me with your hate BS. This story is about fate. Is it written? Is it destiny? Do you have a choice, or is it all free will, or is it a mixture of both? What is it? And there's a part in the game where Kratos, the main character, he fights Heimdall, the guy who's in charge of the Bifrost or whatever.
Also known as Idris Elba.
Yeah, that's how I remember him. And Heimdall can see what's coming, so he's like very, very good with the fight. And Kratos throws this spear at him, and he catches it. And then there's like a power in the spear where you can detonate one, and it blows up in his hand. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then he punches him. And Heimdall's like, he can see everything that's coming before you do it. He can see intention, but he couldn't see what was going on with Kratos, and that's how he ended up beating him. And it was just insane to me. Like, I think we put so much stock into circumstance. We put so much stock into, but I don't know what's coming next. Even if you did, there's so much uncertainty. It can like, from what I got from the game was like, there's lots of prophecy saying this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this is going to happen. And it's like, well, okay, that Kratos doesn't give a shit. He goes to find out the prophecies to gather information on what could happen, and he still just goes about doing whatever he wants anyway. There isn't prophecy said this, so I have to stick to it. Whereas that's what I find a lot of us do. I'll use myself as an example. For years, I did this with entrepreneurship. Now, this is the way it should be done. Let me just follow this. No. If this is the way that most coaches are having difficulty in business, well, that doesn't have to have anything to do with me. The same with God of War. Just because they've said these prophecies are going to happen, it doesn't have to have anything to do with us. And Kratos' son is trying to prevent his dad's death because it happened in prophecy. His dad's like, fuck that. So what? We write the fucking rules. And I think it's such a good nod in the right direction. And if you die and, you go to God, whoever that is for you, and they say, oh, by the way, like, this is all planned, and you got to exactly where you were supposed to be, or like, here's a tapestry that shows you all of the life events that you have. We wrote this before you lived, whatever. Okay, so what? Like, I think what I really got from playing the game is it is just that, like, we've got so much more agency and sovereignty over our lives and ourselves than we think we do. And the more we take our power back, again, choice, right? The more choices we have available to us. His son's worried, like, oh, like, Heimdall's going to kill you. And he's like, he doesn't have to. Just because it's shown somewhere that we're going to fight, it doesn't mean that I'm going to fucking die. It could mean that I go and get this new weapon made, which he did. And he got a new weapon made, and he fucked up Heimdall's shit big time. So that's why I loved it. And also, like, the actual gameplay it's one of the best games ever made.